Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you, devotees, for joining. Hari Hari Bol to His Grace Ramchandra Prabhu, Pawan Prabhuji, and Ritesh Prabhu for leading the chanting this morning and for their wonderful seva. Happy Mohini Ekadasi to all of you. We'll continue with our Mangalacharan, followed by Vaishnava Bhajan and then reading. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitanamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Okay, we are continuing our series on Shri Shikshashtakam, prayers by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur from his wonderful composition in Gitavali. Each week we are reciting one verse of Shri Shikshashtakam and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's composition on that verse. So we have finished 4 verses of Shri Shikshashtakam. This week we'll start the verse 5. I posted the link in the chat and also sharing my screen here. Okay, so yes, Shri Shikshashtakam are wonderful, only 8 verses given by Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's like he's showing his humility, right? Even though he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Radha and Krishna combined, he only gave us 8 verses, 8 instructions. Because if we give too many, it's very hard for us to follow anyway, right? So he only gave us 8. But that is also his humility, that he has only given us 8, even though his disciples and his followers, like all the 6 Goswamis and of Vrindavan and all the Acharyas in the Guru Parampara have written so many volumes and volumes of literature. But Mahaprabhu gave us only 8. So even if we can apply these 8 in our lives will be perfect, or even 1 out of these 8 will be perfect. Okay, so verse 5. Ainandatanuja kinkaram patitam vam vishame bhavam budhau kripaya tava pada pankaja sataduli sadrisham vichintaya. Which means, O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Hare Krishna. Okay, so this is the bhajan on that theme of Shikshashtakam Song 5 by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And we'll sing this in the melody of Vrindavana Ramya Sthana. Anadi karama phale podi bhavarnava jale tori bare na dekhi upaya e vishaya halahale divani shihiya jwale मन कभू सुख नाही पाए आशा पाश शत शत क्लेश धेय विरत प्रवृत्ति उर्मिरता ही खेला काम क्रोध आदि छोय बाट पाडे देय भोय अवसान होइलो आशी बेला ज्ञान कर्म ठग दुई मोरे प्रतारिया लोई अवशेषे फेले सिंधु जले एहे नो समय बंधु तुमी कृष्ण कृपा सिंधु कृपा कोरी तोलो मोरे बले पतित किङ्कोरे धोरि पाद पद्म धूलि कोरि देहो भक्ति विनोदे आश्रय आमी तव नित्य दास भूलिया मायार पाश बध होय आजी दोया मोय हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्रील भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर की जय, श्री शिक्षाष्टकम की जय, श्री गौरंग महाप्रभु की जय, जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. Okay, anybody would like to take up the service of reading the translation for this bhajan? Nobody wants to read today? Okay.
I can read, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. All right, yes, Prabhu. Amresh Prabhu, please go ahead. Yeah.
I have fallen into the ocean of material existence as a result of the selfish activities, which are without beginning, and I see no means of deliverance from this great ocean of nescience. Day and night, my heart burns from the poison of these worldly activities, and on account of this, my mind never finds any satisfaction of happiness. Hundreds and thousands of desires, like nooses around my neck, constantly give me misery and trouble. In that great ocean of nescience play the waves of materialistic tendency. In this world, there are many thieves and rogues, of whom six are prominent: lust, anger, greed, illusion, and madness. They are causing me great fear, and in this way, my life is coming to an end. The two highway robbers, mental speculation and fruitive activity, have cheated me and misled me, and finally, they are throwing me into the ocean of misery. At such a time as this, my dear Krishna, you are the only friend, and you are the ocean of mercy and compassion. I have no strength to get out of this ocean of nescience. So I pray to your lotus feet that you will be kind and by your strength uplift me from this ocean of suffering. Accept this fallen servant and fix me as a particle of dust on your lotus feet. Kindly give me shelter to this Bhakti Vinoda. O most merciful Lord, actually I am your eternal servant, but having forgotten this, I have become bound up in the network of Maya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Amresh Prabhu. Anything that you want to share that comes to your mind, or anything that you liked aloud from this bhajan?
I'll share later, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you so much again for reading. Okay, yes, these, like I said, these prayers are um, deep outpouring of calling to the Lord, because He is our eternal Savior. He is our eternal well-wisher and eternal maintainer. Right? So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, even though he is a very exalted Vaishnava, very exalted eternal servant of the Lord, who has been who has come here to teach us how to, like we were saying, discussing yesterday, for those who were there on the call yesterday, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, it was in the Grihastha ashram. He was a householder, just like all of us. So these eternal associates of the Lord, they come to, and the Lord is not, because the Lord doesn't come every time, right? The Lord only comes once in the day of Brahma, but He sends His pure devotees, all our acharyas who come and they guide us, they show us the path, and how merciful they are. They come just like us, like we think only those who are like renounced or sannyasis or sadhus in the Himalayas, only they can attain the Lord. They can achieve perfection of life by performing bhakti. But here these wonderful associates of the Lord come, and they come in families like us, in and they lead their life as householders. He led his life as a householder, working working in a job, just like this was at the time of the British rule 150 years ago, and yeah, working as a householder, maintaining a family, and having 13 children. We only have one or two kids, or the max 3-4 kids. He had 13 children, and maintaining them, maintaining his family, and still performing bhakti and writing these beautiful prayers, writing multiple volumes of books, um, discovering the place of birth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So many things Bhaktivinoda Thakur did. So we can always take inspiration from such acharyas, because they were like us. So it's not like we have to look outside. We can just follow in their footsteps. In the previous days, they used to say that, yeah, we have to take the dust of like he said, place me as a dust at your lotus feet. And we have to take dust of the lotus feet of these acharyas. And when we say take the dust of the lotus feet, in the olden days, it used to be because there was no roads or tiles or floors, right? So we just used to walk behind these acharyas literally, and when they would walk, the dust would arise, and then we just take the dust of the lotus feet. But nowadays, what that literally means is, or what that phrase really means, is that we follow in the footsteps, we follow in the instructions of these acharyas. So just by doing that, we are taking dust of their lotus feet. It is not that physically we have to remove the socks and ask the Vaishnavas to remove their chappals or shoes and then take dust from the lotus feet. That is not what it means. What it means is just following their instructions, following their footsteps. So if we can do that, then our lives will be perfect. Okay, so thank you so much. Let's continue with our reading from Krishna book. We will continue in English. Yesterday we read in Hindi, so we'll just reread that section. We are on the introduction. Last we read on Saturday that Prabhupada is talking about how Krishna Katha basically means the Vani of the Lord as Bhagavad Gita, or the pastimes of the Lord, activities and pastimes of the Lord as described in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Krishna Katha can be the song by God and the song about God. And this Krishna Katha is so pure, so powerful, that it can liberate everybody, no matter in what condition of life we may be. The three states Prabhupada was explaining, there are three kinds of people. One are eternal associates, eternally liberated souls, like these acharyas, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur and our Guru Parampara. The second category is people who are trying to become liberated. And the third category is those who are grossly materialist, who have no desire to get liberated. But even if they hear this Krishna Katha just by the process of hearing from bona fide authoritative sources, and with submission, with Shraddha in the heart, first thing we need is Shraddha, faith. Only then this beautiful tonic medicine of Krishna Katha works on our hearts to cleanse our consciousness and revive our consciousness, so that we can understand who we are, who God is, what our connection with God is, so that we can perform bhakti in the right frame of mind, and we can achieve the ultimate goal of attaining the lotus feet of the Lord. So that is the whole process. Alright, so let's continue. Anybody would like to read today? We said we will want 2 volunteers to read. So if anybody would like to read, make sure you can, at least we can have, like I said, just by reading these texts by Srila Prabhupada, we get purified. So if anybody would like to read, let's...
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji. Oh,
yes.
okay.
Arti Mataji, you go first.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
King Parikshit was especially interested in hearing Krishna Katha because he knew that his forefathers, particularly his grandfather Arjuna, were victorious in the great battle of Kurukshetra only because of Krishna. We may also take this material world as a battlefield of Kurukshetra. Just a second. Everyone is struggling hard for existence on this battlefield, and at every step there is danger. According to Maharaj Parikshit, the battlefield of Kurukshetra was just like a vast ocean full of dangerous animals. His grandfather Arjuna had to fight with such great heroes as Bhishma, Drona, Karan, and many others who were not ordinary fighters. Such warriors have been compared to the Timingla fish in the ocean. The Timingla fish can very easily swallow up big whales. The great fighters on the battlefield of Kurukshetra could swallow many Arjunas very easily. But simply due to Krishna's mercy, Arjun was able to kill all of them. Just as one can cross with no exertion over the little bit of water contained in the hoofprint of a calf, so Arjuna, by the grace of Krishna, was able to very easily jump over the ocean of the Battle of Kurukshetra. Maharaj Parikshit was very much appreciated Krishna's activities for many other reasons. No, not only was his grandfather saved by Krishna, but he himself also was saved by Krishna. By the end of Battle of Kurukshetra, all the members of dynasty, both the sons and grandsons on the side of Dhritarashtra and those on the side of the Pandavas had died in the fighting. Except the five Pandav brothers, everyone died on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Maharaj Parikshit was at that time within the womb of his mother. His father Abhimanyu, the son of Arjuna, also died on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and so Maharaj Parikshit was a posthumous child. When he was in the womb of his mother, a Brahmastra weapon was released by Ashwadama to kill the child. When Parikshit Maharaj's mother Uttara approached Krishna, Krishna, seeing the danger of abortion, entered her womb as a super soul and saved Maharaj Parikshit. Maharaj Parikshit's other name is Vishnu Rata because he was saved by Lord Vishnu himself while still within the womb. Thus, everyone in any condition of life should be interested in hearing about Krishna and his activity because he is the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead. He's all pervading. Inside, he's living within everyone's heart, and outside, he's living as his universal form. And yet, as described in the Bhagavad Gita, he appears as he is in the human society just to invite everyone to his transcendental abode, back home, back to Godhead. Everyone should be interested in knowing about Krishna, and this book is presented with this purpose that people may know about Krishna and be perfectly benefited in this human form of life. In the ninth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Valladev is described as the son of Rohini, a wife of Vasudev. Vasudev, the father of Krishna, had 16 wives, and one of them was Rohini, the mother of Baladev. But Baladev is also described as the son of Devaki. So, how could he be the son of both Devaki and Rohini? This was one of the questions put by Maharaj Parikshit to Sukadev Goswami, and it will be answered in due course. Maharaj Parikshit also asked Sukadev Goswami why Sri Krishna, just after his appearance as the son of Vasudev, was immediately carried to the house of Nanda Maharaj in Vrindavan, Goloka. He also wanted to know what the activities of Lord Krishna were while he was in Vrindavan and while he was in Mathura. Beside that, he was especially inquisitive to know why Krishna killed his maternal uncle Kamsa. Kamsa, being the brother of his mother, was very intimate superior to Krishna. So, how was it that he killed Kamsa? Also, Maharaj Parikshit asked how many years Lord Krishna remained in human society, how many years he reigned over kingdom of Dwarka, and how many wives he accepted there. A Kshatriya king is generally accustomed to accept more than one wife. Therefore, Maharaj Parikshit also inquired about his number of wives. The subject matter of this book is Sukdev Goswami's answering of these and other questions asked by Maharaj Parikshit. The position of Maharaj Parikshit and Sukdev Goswami is unique. Maharaj Parikshit is the right person to hear about the transcendental pastime of Krishna, and Sukdev Goswami is the right person to describe them. If such a fortunate combination is made possible, then Krishna Katha immediately becomes revealed, and people may benefit to the highest possible degree from such a conversation. This narration was presented by Sukdev Goswami when Maharaj Parikshit was prepared to give up his body, fasting on the bank of the Ganges. In order to assure Sukdev Goswami that by hearing Krishna Katha he would not feel tired, Maharaj Parikshit expressed himself very frankly. Hunger and thirst may give trouble to ordinary person or to me, but the topics of Krishna are so nice that one can continue to hear them without feeling tired because such hearing situates one in the transcendental position. It is understood that one must be very fortunate to hear Krishna Katha as seriously as Maharaj Parikshit did. He was especially intent on the subject matter because he was expecting death at any moment. Every one of us should be conscious of death at every moment. This life is not at all assured. At any time one can die. It does not matter whether one is a young man or old man or an old man. So before that take place, we must be fully Krishna conscious.
Thank you, Radhi Mataji, so much.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Ritesh, we want to continue, please?
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you, Actor Mataji. It was a very nice reading. Even I got inquisitive. I might have the same questions like King Parikshit. So, Hare Krishna. At the point of his death, King Parikshit was hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from Sukdev Goswami. When King Parikshit expressed his untiring desire to hear about Krishna, Sukdev Goswami was very much pleased. Sukdev was the greatest of all Bhagavad reciters, and thus he began to speak about Krishna's pastimes, which destroy all inauspiciousness in the age of Kali. Sukhdev Goswami thanked the king for his eagerness to hear about Krishna, and he encouraged him by saying, "My dear king, your intelligence is very keen because you are so eager to hear about the pastimes of Krishna." He informed Maharaj Parikshit that hearing and chanting the pastimes of Krishna are so auspicious that the process purifies the three varieties of men involved: he who recites the transcendental topics of Krishna, he who hears such topics, and he who inquires about him. These pastimes are just like the Ganges water, which flows from one the toe of the Lord Vishnu. They purify the three worlds, the upper, middle, and lower planetary system.
You can
Hare
continue with
Krishna,
this.
chapter 2. The advent of Lord Krishna. Once the world was overburdened by the unnecessary defense force of different kings, who were actually demons, but were posing themselves as the royal order. At that time, the whole world became perturbed, and the predominating deity of the earth, known as Bhumi, went to see Lord Brahma to tell of her calamities due to the demonic king. Bhumi assumed the shape of a cow and presented herself before Lord Brahma with tears in her eyes. She was bereaved and was weeping just to involve the Lord's compassion. She related the calamitous position of the earth, and after hearing this, Lord Brahma became much aggrieved, and he at once started for the ocean of milk, where Lord Vishnu resides. Lord Brahma was accompanied by all the demigods, headed by Lord Shiva, and Bhumi also followed. Arriving on the shore of Milk Ocean, Lord Brahma began to pacify Lord Vishnu, who had formerly saved the earthly planets by assuming the transcendental form of a boar. In the Vedic mantras, there is a particular type of prayer called Purusha Sukta. Generally, the demigods, after their obeisance unto Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by chanting the Purusha Sukta, it is understood herein that the predominating deity of every planet can give the Supreme Lord of this universe, Brahma, where there is some disturbance on his planet, and Brahma can approach the Supreme Lord Vishnu not by seeing him directly, but by standing on the shore of the ocean of milk. There is a planet within the universe called Swaptapavida,
Shvetadweep, white, like a white.
Shwetadeep. Yeah, Shwetadeepa. And on, thank you, Prabhuji, Shwetadeepa. And on that planet, there is an ocean of milk. It is understood from various Vedic literature that just as there is the ocean of salt water on this planet, there are various kinds of oceans on other planets. Somewhere there is an ocean of milk, somewhere there is an ocean of oil, and somewhere there is an ocean of liquor and of many other types of liquids. The Purusha Shukta is the standard prayer which the demigods recite to appease the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shridoka Sai Vishnu. Prabhuji, can you please help me with that?
Shirodakshai Vishnu.
Shridoksai. Yeah, Shridoksai
Shirodakshai.
Vishnu. Shridoksai Vishnu. Because he is lying on the ocean of milk. He is called Shridoksai Vishnu. He in the form of Supreme Personality of Godhead, through whom all the incarnations within this universe appear. After all the demigods offered the Purusha Shukta prayer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they appeared heard no response. They apparently heard no response. Then Lord Brahma personally sat in meditation, and there was a message transmission from Lord Vishnu to Brahma. Brahma then broadcast the message to the demigods. That is a system of receiving Vedic knowledge. The Vedic knowledge is received only by Brahma from the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the medium of the heart. As stated in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Tine Brahma Hridaya Adhikavya. The transcendental knowledge of the Vedas was transmitted to the Lord Brahma through the heart. Here also, in the same way, only Brahma could understand the message transmitted by Lord Vishnu, and he broadcast it to the demigods for the immediate action. The message was this: the Supreme Personality of Godhead will appear on earth very soon, along with his supreme powerful potencies. And as long as he remained on the earth planet to execute his mission of annihilating the demons and establishing the devotees, the demigods should also remain there to assist him. They should all immediately take birth in the family of Yadu dynasty, wherein the Lord would also appear in due course of time. The Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, Krishna, would personally appear as the son of Vasudeva. Before his appearance, all the demigods, along with their wives, should appear in different pious families in the world just to assist the Lord in executing his mission. The exact was used here is Tat Priyartam, which means the demigod should appear on the earth in order to please the Lord. In other words, any living entity who lives only to satisfy the Lord is a demigod. The demigods were further informed that Ananta, the planetary portion of Lord Krishna, who is maintaining the universal planets by extending his millions of hoods, will also appear on earth before Lord Krishna's appearance. These were also informed that the external potency of Vishnu, Maya, with whom all the conditioned souls are involved, would also appear by the order of the Supreme Lord, just to execute his purpose. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Priya. We'll pause here, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Ati Mataji and Gatish Prabhu. Anything that you want to share that you liked from today's reading, Prabhu and Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Mataji read very good. In the sense, like we were getting very inquisitive about what's going to happen. But as soon as I started this chapter, where Lord Vishnu is passing the information from the heart to Brahmaji, it just gives me a goosebumps. All the words are like I was at the same time thinking of the little animated movie called Little Krishna, where Brahmaji say, "How come Krishna, who's the Supreme God, did not tell me about that?" And so somehow all those things were getting connected. Uh, from Mataji's reading about Parikshit, son of Abhimanyu, the all the Mahabharata things started passing through, which we have like read in the past. And it's such a good thing to know that okay, Parikshit ji, who was like not even born at that time, and has so many questions. And even at this time, also after so many years, we forget and we still have the same kind of questions. And after reading the first chapter of this one, where Krishna is Lord Supreme Lord is saying that she's going to appear, it just gives us a goosebump that maybe he's going to be appear right now again. And It's just such enchanting to read all these wonderfully explained words, um, one line by line. Where the more you read about it, the more you can get into the depth of it. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I know I'm not making a sense, but
No. Very nice. It was so nice. You're making so many connections, and that is making so many connections in my mind as you're speaking. So, so that is what Krishna Katha can do. It can pierce, our hearts. It can pierce our minds and directly, you know, go to our soul, right? So, yeah, like so nice that you're able to bring, as you're reading, bringing this Krishna Katha to life in terms of what you have heard, what you have seen before. So yeah, like you rightly said, how Parikshit Maharaj in the womb. So as Mataji was reading, Krishna Katha, like we said, it benefits everybody, right? Prabhupada is saying that it benefits the person who's inquiring, the person who is reciting, and everybody else who's actually hearing, right? So all the three, like we said, the three categories of people. So here also there are three categories, and it is benefiting everybody. And Parikshit Maharaj, as you rightly said, was just in the womb of Mother Uttara, and that time what was happening? Uttara was inquiring, Narad Muni was speaking, and Parikshit Maharaj was in the womb. He was also hearing, right? So it benefited all of them. And yeah, that time what he did, you see, at the beginning, that time he was not even born, and now he's about to die. So it came a full circle for him, right? He started with Harikatha even before being born, and he's ending his life with Harikatha, right? So that is the perfection of life. Thank you so much for sharing that wonderful reflection. Aarti Mataji, anything you want to say or share?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Prabhuji,
Mataji.
you and Ritesh Prabhuji explained very well. There is one thing which is stressed while I was reading, and I think everyone should keep in mind. It was written that everyone in any condition of life should be interested in hearing about Krishna and his activities. So, like it was for us, all the questions asked by Parikshit Maharaji was for us. And he was saved in the womb. When he was in the womb, he was saved by Lord Krishna. So if we surrender to Lord Krishna, many challenges will come, but we should take the shelter of Lord Krishna. He will for sure save us, protect us. So we should keep that thing in mind, that we should always hear, we should always surrender to our Guru and to Srila Prabhupada, to Lord Krishna. So please, Prabhuji. And um, first chapter, the very beginning, when demigods pray to Lord Krishna and Lord Krishna reciprocate to the heart. We read that in Srimad Bhagavatam also. And yeah, through heart, Lord reciprocates. And we also did a puppet show in Janmashtami. We took the uh, first chapter and performed that puppet show. So I was reminding while Prabhuji was reading, I was reminding that puppet show in my mind. So yeah, Prabhuji, very well explained. Thank you, Ritesh Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
thank you, Mataji. That was very wonderful reading and a very wonderful reflection, giving us again back to that how we should also surrender each and every moment of our life to Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you for your wonderful service, Aarti Mataji. Yes, working with the kids and presenting this Harikatha, Krishna Katha in the form of plays, in the form of puppet shows. These are all very nice way, because that always helps us remember. Like you said, you may have done it last Janmashtami, but you still remember, right? And many people who would have seen that, they will remember that for their life. That's like when Ritesh was reading, he was remembering what he had seen, right? So that's why Prabhupada says that, yes, this, like performing theater, play, performing drama, skits, puppet shows, these, and present Harikatha in any form or fashion, that is also a form of book distribution. So we are actually distributing the Harikatha through the medium of plays, puppet shows. So thank you so much for your wonderful service. And yeah, like you said, this benefits everybody, no matter. So yeah, if somebody is watching that play, somebody's hearing, somebody just seeing, it benefits everybody. And that was the thing. That theme we can see. Yeah, even when Parikshit Maharaj, like you said, even though we may go through challenges, we may all ask, oh, Parikshit Maharaj is such a pure devotee of the Lord. Even before he was born, he had darshan of the Lord in the womb, right? So that is why his name is Parikshit, the one who just Pariksha, Hindi mein bolte Pariksha. So one who goes through exam, right? So he's actually going through the examination. But yeah, since he saw the Lord, when he came out, he also wanted to have darshan of the Lord. Where did that Lord go, whom he had darshan in the womb, right? So, but yeah, he comes out and he does that parikshan, and yeah, the Lord is taking his pariksha as well, as we see even at the end of his life. He had to take that curse, right? But again, we see that is why we read Srimad Bhagavatam, is because we understand from the life journey of these pure devotees that how to lead our lives, right? Even though Pandavas went through so much of trouble, but because they were always surrendered to the Lord and taken shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, no matter what problems came in their life, they always felt blissful, and they always felt contented at heart, because they were always in association with the Lord, through either physically in his presence, or by associating with his katha in the form of Hari Katha, in the form of his Vani, through the recitation of pure devotees like Shukadeva Goswami here. So again, Krishna is teaching us, these devotees are teaching us that, yeah, even if we have problems, Parikshit Maharaj had to give up his life. For us it is nothing like that, right? We are going through our daily struggles, yes, but it is not like it's the end of life for us right now. We are not being cursed that we will be dying in 7 days. So yeah, we can learn so much from these pure devotees. And yes, there are so many others who came to hear, right? So again, that the whole point is we should have faith, like you said, in our spiritual master and gurus, and bona fide gurus. We should understand who is the right guru, who is not the right guru, right? Who is following the instructions as given by Krishna, as it is, as given by the acharyas, as it is, without adulterating it. Then that is a bona fide guru. And when such harikatha happens, wherever such harikatha happens, we should always pay our attention, give our ears to listen, just as so many saints and munis from all over the universe came to hear when they heard that Parikshit Maharaj is leaving. Shukadeva Goswami is going to recite Bhagavatam. There are so many, even Narad Muni was there, Vyasadeva were there, right? So all the rishis and munis, they came, they were also attentively hearing harikatha. So like that we can also hear, and we can purify our lives and follow how they led their life. Thank you both, Ritesh Prabhu, Aarti Mataji, for the wonderful reflection. Okay, anybody else would like to say anything? Anything from your remembrance of the Lord as Tejas Chasmi Vibhavasau for this week?
Prabhuji, sorry.
Yes.
Prabhuji,
Hare
this is Seema.
Yes,
Hare
Seema
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare
I'm so
Krishna.
excited you're reading the Krishna book. There's just like, it's like a storybook and you just want to hear the next one. So I'm actually super excited that you're reading this. And it's so fantastic. It's, you listen to the devotees, hear from someone who's a devotee, because otherwise you're making like your own mental speculation. Case in point, when you said taking the dust of the lotus feet of the devotees, I don't know what I thought it meant. I like all these ideas, and it literally means walk in the path. So I'm so happy all of you guys are reading this, and I can't wait. That's it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for sharing. You are like a doctor who's delivering Parikshit Maharaj every day in your field. But yes, thank you so much for that wonderful reflection. And yes, like you rightly said, following in the footsteps is really or taking the dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnavas is really following Srila Prabhupada, following Parikshit Maharaj, following all these wonderful acharyas through their Vani. That is what it means to take the dust of the lotus feet, not just physically, taking dust of their feet from their footwear. Yes, thank you so much, Seema Mataji. All right, any other reflections in terms of like I said, every week we are also doing one phrase from Bhagavad Gita, and this week is Tejas Chasmi Vibhavaso, which is where Krishna says, I am the heat of the fire. And we can remember Krishna through our days. This is just a simple activity that we can try to develop, even just practicing one time in a day or one time in the whole week. It is progress. It is helping us connect back to Krishna through remembrance, through smaranam. So yeah, we can remember Krishna as the heat of the fire. I was working in my backyard yesterday, mulching, and it was good. It was a bright sunny day, so I could feel the heat from the sun as I was working in the background, and I was remembering Krishna many times. So that was my remembrance yesterday, as Tejas, as the heat of a fire. Okay. Hopefully we can hear from other devotees as well tomorrow and the after, as we conclude this part of the remembrance, and then we'll go on to the next one from Wednesday. All right, we'll pause here for today. Thank you so much for your wonderful association, reflection, and following in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada by taking his dust off his lotus feet. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनन्तकोटि वैष्णववृन्द की जय, जगद्गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री कृष्ण की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल।
Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Happy Ekadasi also to all of you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.